Today, the topic of discussion will be budgeting, and I'm hoping to get to the emergency fund part as well. If not, there will be another video coming concerning emergency funds. So, a budget, many of you probably think it's not a necessity, but the thing you have to remember is when you're raised in a family that is not money conscious, they don't truly understand how to achieve more with the amount of money you have. That's usually the spending habits that you're going to have as an adult. So if you want to become a successful saver, then it's very important that you start budgeting. And the budget has a couple of different reasons, but one is to create new habits. You create new habits of knowing where your money is going, knowing how much you have at the end of the month, knowing how much you can save, and also the amount that you can put toward a retirement account or a kid's college savings fund. A lot of people that I meet, and they have spending habits where they spend everything they got, and then when things get tough, when emergency happens, stress, anxiety, and so forth happens because they're not prepared. But what I'm trying to achieve is to get each and every one of you to take a look at what you're doing and correct the things that need to be corrected in your financial matters. So, what is a budget used for? A budget helps you figure out your long-term goals and work towards them. So the very first thing you need to do is to give a vision, have a goal set for yourself that you would like to achieve. And I also want to remind you that once you set this goal, you can't allow emotions to control your spending like you could have up to this point in your life. You have to become conscious, and you have to make conscious decisions based on what you want to get done in your life for your long-term success. So if you do not set a budget for yourself, then you essentially drift aimlessly, buying one shiny object after another, trying to keep up with the latest trend, the latest new gadget out there, and quite frankly, you're ruining your future opportunities at the present moment. And it's hard for a lot of people to understand that what you do today has consequences tomorrow. So don't ever forget that. A budget forces you to adhere to the goals. You have to make some tough choices. One thing about being an adult is making those tough decisions, and you have to do it. At some point your kids can't get what they've always gotten. You might have to get another brand of shoes because paying $300 for a pair of shoes for a kid who doesn't have a job at some point is going to seem like it's not good money management sense. A budget will also make sure you do not spend too much money. Far too many people, by utilizing credit cards, spend way above what they make. If you make $5,000 a month, you cannot spend more than $5,000 a month. If you do, you're creating debt in which you have to pay back. And don't forget, by creating a budget, you're squeezing the necessary money to fund your retirement account. If you're young today, you're not thinking about retiring at 65. But sitting here at the ripe old age of 52, it'll be there before you know it. So take the necessary steps to be disciplined, create a budget, and stick to it. And it also helps you prepare for emergencies. And we're going to discuss next the necessity for an emergency fund. And once you have a budget, and the budget you see everything on the paper, not just spending haphazardly and being surprised that your check bounced or your credit card can't support the purchase, but knowing everything that's going on, being aware of everything. We have to be informed. We're in a technology age, but I think there are many people who are still operating as if we don't even have technology because they're not paying attention to what's going on, the transactions they're making. There should be no surprises in your budget. And the budget also shed light on bad habits, bad spending habits. And we discussed that earlier. A lot of times, as I said before, your family teaches you how to manage your money or how not to. And you're an adult now. Most of you are an adult, and you have to make critical decisions in your life. And you cannot follow the same plan that your family set for you because maybe it's not conducive to achieving your goals. And finally, it allows you to relax. When you know that you have the financial means to take care of your family, less anxiety, less stress, and you can live a more happier, prosperous life. So we're going to get to the budget, and as I mentioned before, this is a personal monthly budget that I will load up on Facebook right before I load the video up. And I'm going to go through the categories, and you can follow along, print these off, follow along as you listen to this. But first of all, we have a projected income, and then we also have the actual income. Now, the projected income is what do you anticipate making this month? How much money? And up in this column, I got your normal paycheck, but I also included child support because a lot of people, you're getting child support, and you need to add that into your income. Now, the actual income, income from your job, what do you actually get when you get your paycheck? You write it in here and you go forward. And what you actually get in child support. So that's pretty straightforward. You just put the numbers in, and this form that I'm going to send, it's on Excel spreadsheet, and it automatically does all the math for you. And if you want a copy of this, want me to email it to you, just send me an email, and I'll give you my email address once I send this out. So the first section that we come to is the housing section. And within the housing section, there's a mortgage or rent. We have the phone, whether it's a cell phone, a house phone, the electric bill, gas bill, water and sewer, your cable bill, your waste removal or trash, maintenance or repairs, and money for household supplies. So I want to go back and touch bases. Some of them are straightforward, but the maintenance for repairs. Throughout the year, there are things going to happen in your home, and you need to be prepared. So what I would recommend you do is figure out, hey, I need $1,200 a year for maintenance on my home, and you save $100 a month toward that. So that's just an idea and something that you may like, but that's just how I would do it. The next section is the transportation section. And in this section, we have your car payment, whether or not you ride a bus or a taxi, We have the insurance on the vehicle. What does it take for getting the tags, licensing? How much fuel do you need? And the other one is maintenance on the vehicle. So you also need to set aside some money so that when the car is broken, you have money to repair it. You know, and we can also look at this from the same perspective that we looked at the house repairs, is save a little every month. That way when something does happen, you have the money and it's not such a extreme situation. We come in, the next column is the insurance. You know, your home insurance, your health insurance, your life insurance, and anything else you need to put in there. And those are all self-explanatory. So we'll roll down to your food budget. And what are you budgeting for food? And you have a pretty good idea of what it costs weekly to feed your family. But also in this section, we have groceries and dining out. So if you dine out a lot, this is where you would put that. And you need to track all this stuff honestly. Then if you have pets, do you have food for the pet, medical, grooming, pet toys, and other things? It is best that you be as extreme as you can possibly be, so that, especially when you're projecting what things are going to cost, when you project above where it comes in at, then you save a little. But it's important that you be extreme so that you have the full gamut covered. Now, the next one is your personal care. Your medical, you get your hair and nails done, that should be an expense down there. Your clothing, your dry cleaning, your health club, you got organization dues, and also a thing that me and my wife did was to establish a certain amount every month we want to put toward vacation. So if you put $200 a month toward vacation, and then you got $2,400 at the end of the year, so whenever a family emergency happens or you have to travel somewhere for a leisure vacation, you have the money. There's no stress involved. You make the plans and you go. Now, the next one we have is entertainment. So, do you have videos, the DVDs? I know they're going out of style now, but you can put anything in here that you consider entertainment. Netflix, concerts, sporting events, or live theater, or the movies, whatever your entertainment is, it needs to be annotated here. The next section is what kind of loans do you have? You have personal loans, and then your credit cards are housed here. All your credit card bills should be annotated in this section. And then your child care, your children. We have child care, if your babies are small. You have diapers if they're small. And then you have school clothing. Then you have Christmas. Now, I wanted to put school clothing in here because every year, July, August time frame, you have to buy clothes. And every year, if it's going to be $1,000, then you divide $1,000 by 12, and then that's what you save every month. The goal here is to be proactive. Proactively anticipate what's going to happen in the future. Your kids go to school every year in August, September time frame. So save money so that you're able to cover that when the time comes. Christmas, I had Christmas in here as well because Christmas comes every December. And if you don't save the necessary funds throughout the year, now it's panic time because you don't have the money to ensure that your kids will have the gift they want for Christmas. So we're just trying to be proactive and looking ahead and taking the small steps so you can cover a big problem later.